Well, speaking of talented people.
Oh, me? Speaking about me now?
Taylor Swift released a surprise album, which is quite annoying because that's what that's JJ's competition now.
Yeah, yeah. And Taylor Swift is in Universal.
Yeah,
she's not even
it's a country album.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is she's so big that she's universal, so she's worldwide. So even on Pluto, they're probably banging up Taylor Swift. Not banging up. I mean doing up Taylor Swift. Rated.
There's little Martians.
Yeah.
Gunfinger.
Yeah. Oh, this song's good. Great song. Alien
They still speak English.
Yeah, they do. The aliens, bro. They can speak any language they want.
Do you think... So she dropped it as a surprise album, basically. Right. So do you think part of it was because Kanye was dropping an album?
Nah. Labels don't work that way, man.
Because I've heard a conspiracy theory that she did it because if she charts above Kanye, that's a major L for Kanye. Because Kanye was meant to be dropping.
He was meant to be dropping, yeah.
He just didn't.
But he's always done that. There's about 20 albums that Kanye said he's going to release and never does.
Well, it's because I think one reason he may not have released it is because of everything online right now.
Nah, he just doesn't finish albums. He's a crazy guy, and he just he'll just say it's like me going, I'm releasing Gulag, but before I've even finished it. Even though I have finished it, actually.
Yeah, but a week.
No, he hasn't finished it. He hasn't finished it. He doesn't finish music. So his last few albums, the day they came out is literally the day they've been mixed and mastered. They don't deliver it. Taylor Swift, this album here would have been done months ago.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Kanye, to say it a week in advance. He hasn't just gone oh yeah, dropping an album next month and then not finished it. A week.
Nah, I guarantee he hasn't not finished it. It'll be it'll be mixed, unmixed versions. He'll not add the instrument in it. He does it all the time. Even on the previous albums, it'll be an unfinished version on the track and he'll finish it later. So the album will come out and 3 days later.
Wolves, wasn't it?
Yeah, Wolves. Yeah. So many more tracks. He'll just fix the mix and then overnight it's changed.
Well, yeah. So she released that album as a surprise, which is, that shows the sign of someone that's so big. You can do that. Yeah. Beyonce did it. And it's just you're gone once you can do that.
It's ridiculous.
Because imagine, for example, Logic dropped an album, so did Kid Laroi. They just dropped an album without any promotion.
Yeah.
I don't think it would get picked up.
No, to be fair, Logic dropped it 1 week ahead.
It would get picked up, but it would be a stupid move to do an album with no promo for them.
Yeah, I think Logic's big enough to do that. For sure.
I don't know. I think
he only announced it a week before, so that's still a surprise album.
But and he announced it as his last ever album.
True.
So everyone was hyped for it.
Yeah.
I'm talking zero promotion.
No, but Taylor Swift didn't have zero promotion, man.
I didn't. I saw nothing. Everywhere online
until you did, and then
once it was out.
Yeah, but they still have that in place to push.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think it would be smart for Logic to have zero promotion until it's out.
Maybe, yeah.
I think him saying this is my last ever album made everyone there
oh yeah,
God.
definitely did impact how it's going to be perceived and listened to. Yeah, but Taylor Swift is big enough. I think Logic's bigger than you think.
He is huge.
Yeah,
but I think Taylor Swift's on another level.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm talking Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Adele, Ed Sheeran, true. That level.
That's true.
And I don't think Logic's there.
Yeah, but also it's the fact that Taylor Swift is literally one of the biggest artists in the world. So when she drops, every.
That's what I'm saying. That level.
Nah, but it's what I'm saying. It's not just her. You say it's a surprise album, but it's not as if it's been a surprise to the label and all the radio stations and all the PR, all the promos.
Yeah, obviously.
So that's still in place. So it's
yeah, but that's not my point.
Well, what's your point?
My point is, it would be dumb for Logic to have done that because he's not that big.
Yeah,
he needs a little promo beforehand. You see how JJ, for example, Logic is way bigger than JJ in music. So JJ promoted his album coming up for months.
Yeah.
And saying I've got this album coming out. It's coming out. The smaller you are, the more promo you need.
Yeah, but I also think it's more of a step in your career. So if JJ was on his 4th or 5th album, he could do that because he's already built the fan base up. Whereas if Logic was at JJ's level in his first ever album and he just dropped it out of nowhere, then no one cares because no one even has he has no authenticity yet. So JJ still has to. JJ's still starting, really. I know we've been doing stuff for a while, but he's still starting at this level, this high end level.
Yeah. So I mean, my whole point is basically, I think to do the whole surprise album, and I know you're saying it's not a surprise, it is a surprise to the people listening to it.
Yeah.
To do that, I think you have to be the biggest level, like the top level in the world, the Taylor Swifts, the Adeles, the Beyoncés. That's the level you have to be to drop an album with zero promo beforehand.
Yeah, I guess.
To make a good decision to do that. That's my point more.
Yeah, on their level. But like I could do it and it could be successful for me at my level.
It could be. I would recommend against it though.
Nah, I think it just depends. It depends on like it just depends on your audience. Like anyone could do it and anyone could reap the rewards of it. But obviously mine ain't gonna be as big as Taylor Swift's.
So why don't you do it?
I may do it.
Well, you promo a Gulag song.
Yeah, but I can definitely easily drop a mixtape or something with no promo. Happily, you know.
And you think it would do as well?
Not as well as Taylor Swift.
Not as well as your last one.
Could do, yeah.
Promoed a lot.
Yeah, because like the promo could come afterwards. It doesn't have to be like if you're telling me like Taylor Swift's just not going to do any like music video, any promo.
No, that's all after. That's completely that's a different thing.
No, but what I'm saying is like after or ahead, you know, it doesn't matter if you're going to put the same level of promo into it. Say if they've got $1 million to put in the budget of promo.
Yeah.
Whether it's before or after doesn't really matter as long as they're going to spend it. It's just different ways of like delivering the product.
But I think the whole thing comes down to Taylor Swift drops an album out of nowhere. Everyone talks about the fact that she dropped an album out of nowhere. You drop an EP out of nowhere. No offense, that's not going to get everyone talking.
Well, no, but that's because I'm not at the level of Taylor Swift.
And that's my point.
Yeah, but that's not a point.
You need to be
though.
at that level because word will spread. Whereas, no offense, I think if you dropped an album out of nowhere, you'd get your hardcore audience that talk about it. Whereas Taylor Swift is so big, she gets her hardcore audience, which is millions that then talk to the general fans.
Yeah.
And they then hear it. And then they then tell, I will not even listen to Taylor Swift's album. I knew it came out and it's like the second it came out.
Yeah.
Because it spreads. Whereas if you're not that level, you will not have, your hardcore fans will only pass it on to hardcore fans.
Yeah.
Whereas the general fans won't really listen that much. And then the people who don't even know you won't even hear about it.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't know, it doesn't make sense because you're definitely correct with what you're saying. But it's like, you know, it depends how big the artist is. That's all it depends on.
And that's my point. That you need to be that level for it to work to the max.
Well, yeah, but that's just obvious.
No, because you were just arguing that you could do it and it could be as successful.
No,
not in terms of numbers, but you could drop an album and you could drop an album with loads of promo. You could drop an album with zero promo, and you're saying that this one could do better. No, I'm saying the songs are the same. I think your album with promo beforehand will do better because there's a higher chance of people being ready to listen to it. There's more chance of the information being passed on.
Yeah. And
then once it's out, people would give it more of a chance. Whereas if you dropped it out of nowhere, people wouldn't listen to the hardcore fans saying like, oh, Randolph just dropped this album. Whereas Taylor Swift, the whole world knew about it. And I know it's because, and I'm saying it's because she's on that level.
Wouldn't you, like, are you saying
people who even don't listen to her knew it came out?
But are you saying if she didn't have promo, you wouldn't have cared?
If she had put promo out, I don't think I would have known the date it came out.
Yeah, true.
I would have been like, Talia would have been like, oh, Taylor Swift just announced her album coming out next month. And I'm like, okay. Then I wouldn't have heard about it again.
Yeah.
Like, even though it would have been promoed, I wouldn't have heard anything. Whereas because it was literally out of nowhere, everyone was like, wait, she just dropped a whole album like that? What the hell?
Yeah, true. So
that's my whole thing is just the level that